Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. I'm about to share with you what I think is one of the most exciting stories that you'll see. I hope you'll agree with me. My lawyers will be upset if I don't share with you our forward-looking statements. You know I'll be making a lot of forward-looking statements, so I encourage you. You're all sophisticated investors here. I encourage you to read our forward-looking statement, please. Look, our project is located in northern British Columbia, just outside of Smithers. It's less than 1 hour drive from Smithers, so everybody comes home every night, which is fantastic. We're only one of 9 permits that have been issued in the last decade. It's very, very difficult to get a permit in British Columbia. We are now fully permitted and in fact started production just a couple of months ago. So there's 3 parts to our story, all right? Number 1 is cash flow. Cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. Started last month. We sent 1,000 tons to the mill. We got our first $1 million in last month, and now the mill's got a couple thousand tons sitting there still to be processed. We got a clear path to 1 million ounces. I'm going to show you in a second here, and then of course we believe we have a district scale exploration opportunity. The dark area is our land package. It's one of the largest in the province. It's 22,000 hectares. You can see the town of Smithers on the left there. The road goes right up and right through our property. All the exploration so far has only been done in that corner where it says Boulder. That's the only place that's been done so far, and the rest of it has all been unexplored. Although we did fly it, and I'll show you in a minute. Very, very prospective. You can see at the top right there is the portal. There's 1,600 meters of development already, underground development already done, already paid for. You can see just a few little pictures of what it looks like, just for scale. I won't get it because of the time shortage. I won't get into too much of the people. You just heard from Giannis up here. He's one of our key guys who's helping. He took I don't know if you spoke about that, but he's very modest. He took his last company, Gold Source, from 200,000 ounces to 2 million and sold it to Mako. So we have the right people. Peter, this handsome young man, he's here somewhere in the back over here, has opened up 19 mines in his career. We're the 20th one. So, you know, I'm really tapping into a lot of brain power here to help me get to where I want to get to. A lot of people, I'm sure you know Quinton. Quinton's been a big supporter of this project. It took me 9 months to get his attention. He kept saying, Rana, you're too small, you're too small. After I finally got his attention after 9 months, after about an hour and a half of a technical call, he said, "You boys have a hidden gem here," and they've been involved in the project ever since. Now we're about 9% of the cap table. We don't have a mill on site here. I didn't want to spend another 10 years trying to permit a mill and $100 million. So we just kept it simple. We told Mill this. We sent it out to Nicola, great partners of ours. Just to give you an example, you know, in 2021, we did a test with them in the summer. We sent out 5,000 tons to them and 95% recovery. 9 grams a ton, by the way, is our average grade, and that generated us $1.6 million from 5,000 tons. I just sent 1,000 tons to the mill a month and a half ago, and we got $1 million just for it. So what a difference it can make, the price there. So currently we have 218,000 ounces in our measured and indicated category. Again, that's a starter resource. A lot of people say to us, well, why don't you have more? Well, I'm not a geologist or an engineer. My brain thinks only business. So this was a business decision. If I raised more money, and I raised $35 million for this company already and hundreds of millions for other companies, if I raised more, we would have been at 800 million shares out by now. So, you know, one of the things I love about this business is the gold's not going anywhere. So I told our technical team, hey, let's wait. We have 218,000 ounces. That gives us enough to go to the government, to the ministry, and say, give us a permit. That's what we did. Now we'll have cash flow. We'll go back and we'll increase the ounces, as I'll show you in a minute here. 55,000 tons is what we're going to do. We expect to do this year. 15,000 ounces. You can look at the sensitivity, anywhere from $2,600, our base case, to $5,000. We'll do anywhere from $54 million in revenue to $104 million. Next year, we expect to be at 20,000 ounces, and you can see it. The numbers are just insane, right? I mean, it's just every morning I wake up and I just pinch myself. I mean, it's just an incredible time to be in production. And then the second part of our story, as I mentioned, is a path to 1 million ounces. So that's just that corner I talked about earlier. We have 50 known veins in that little corner. The diamond in the middle is the mine. The solid line is our 218,000 ounces. We've done 50,000 meters of drilling ourselves in and around that area. The dashed line that you see on the left there, that's what we're going to infill. So you can see the resource on the right-hand side. You see all the vertical lines there. That's all the drilling that we did. You can see the same colors. It's all mineralized, so it's open to the east, open to the west. easy drilling for us. We can increase the resource anytime, simple. We went 150 meters below the known resource, and look there, we hit over 3 meters of almost 18 grams gold and 70 grams silver. And copper numbers are also increasing. So we know that as we go deeper, it's getting exciting. And multiple hits. I won't get into this. You can. This is all on the website. You can read all about it. It's all there. Here you can see a simplified diagram. The dark gray is where we're going to mine out 218,000 ounces. You can see it's 530 meters by 200 meters. The white area with the orange, the green, and the yellow dots there, that's some of the drill holes I showed you. So between that and the gray, we're very confident we have a path to 1 million ounces just on the one boulder vein alone. Okay, and then of course the yellow is all the blue sky, right? And here's what fascinates us, right? Here's the blue sky, right? I won't tell you who, but a few months ago at VRIC, we met with a major, and after a technical call or a technical meeting of about half an hour, I don't talk in those things because I'm not a technical person, so I just listen. But at the very end, I asked them. I said, I only have one question for you, gentlemen. Why did you meet with us? We're just a tiny little company. They said, look, we're the biggest players in the area. We know these alkali gold systems better than anyone else. You guys have an 18 kilometers strike length you haven't touched, and you've only drilled 250 meters below surface. So that told me everything I needed to know, right? That's what my technical team is telling me, right? So we believe we have a very prospective, a district scale opportunity here. Lots of areas where we left the drilling in 2020, 21 that we're going to go back to follow up. And you can see here, there's the main boulder vein. To the right here, you see that shadow. We believe that's the extension of that vein, and we'll continue on to work on that. That's almost 2 kilometers, so we'll work there. And then just north of that, also in our last drilling, we had a new discovery. So there's lots of opportunity for us to grow this resource. And then lastly, you can't do anything in this province, maybe in the country, but definitely in this province, without the support of the First Nations. And this was very important to us. So unlike most of my colleagues, no disrespect to them, I had a different approach. I didn't go to our First Nations partners and preach to them what I'm going to do for them and give them jobs and contracts. I asked them, what's important to you? Simple question. They said, Yinta. I said, what's Yinta? They explained it to us. They said, Yinta is the be one with the land, the philosophy of making sure that you're one with the land, you're taking care of the streams. So we said, okay. How does that work? We studied it. Then the task for me as the leader of our company was, how do I translate that to our team? And we came up with an idea. We came up with this idea of hiring one of their artists and making a giant mural that represented their culture, the 4 clans that they have that you see there. And then we took it and we got it framed, and we didn't put it in our boardroom for our investors to see. We put it right on the mine site, at the opening of the mine site. These chiefs came out there and were literally in tears. They couldn't believe that we did that. That was a small gesture from us to show them that, hey, we really want to think about the Yinta every single day. And then we went one step further. We put it on every building. Every single building on our site has a different imagery that represents the Yinta, so that we're reminded every day of 2 things. Number 1, safety. Number 2, Yinta. And that went a long ways. They came to the opening in July. 18 chiefs and hereditary chiefs and guardians came and performed this beautiful blessing. It was a blessing to the mine, which was great to see. We had over 100 people from all over the world. Their jaws dropped when they saw that. And then we saw something unexpected happen. We had the chief actually wrote to the PDAC. The PDAC has 5 awards they give every year. And of course, the Rio Tintos, the BHPs, and all the big guys always win that. He wrote to them and said, hey, we would like to nominate Blue Lagoon for a sustainability award. PDAC said they'd never heard of that before. They'd never been done. So that was enough for me to know, hey, we have good, strong relationships with these folks. They see that we respect them and they respect us. And then what was crazy was the PDAC actually called us a couple of months ago and he said, guess what, Blue Lagoon, you guys won. So in March, we're going to go, yeah, come on. Yeah, thank you. That's for our team. So we're very excited about that. So just to wrap it up here in the last 50 seconds, we're at 9 grams a ton, high grade. We're fully funded. We have no long-term debt. We got about $2.5 million in the money warrants. We have a $2 million unsecured, unused line of credit with our mill. That's how much they wanted us to work with us. And cash flow, of course, started last month. Crosscat, as I mentioned earlier, is just under 9% of our cap table. Phoenix Gold Fund is another fund who's been very supportive with us, 6%. Nicola invested in us, they're 6%. Myself and my family, we've got over $2 million invested in ourselves, so we are about 12%, and the rest is retail. And there you can see there, we're trading at a very modest, about $140 million market cap. If you do the numbers, you'll see that we believe we're quite undervalued. So the key here for us is that we are in production, and we are generating cash and ramping up here in the weeks to come here as we speak. So thank you very much. I hope you'll take a look at us. We're BLLG on the CSE.